So after his outstanding stunt, which gave ammunition to the kuffar to belittle Islam and to make fun of the Qur'an and its preservation, when he claimed that there are some loopholes in the preservation of the Qur'an, now he has gone to attack the Sunnah of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the entire science of Hadith. The entire science of Hadith, because of the epistemology of the Kuffar's standards and how, according to them, the Hadith is not substantiated, cannot be validated, and it means nothing. It cannot be authenticated or verified. So once again, he is putting Islam or throwing Islam and the Muslims under the bus, all for him to show himself to be a person of intellect and a person of academia and a person who's like the unique human being Allah created, who happens to be standing at the equator of Islamic science and the Western academia. He's like the only person in the world. This is the message you receive. He's the only person in the world who's in this very unique predicament and situation where he's able to see both epistemologies and both spectrums and both worlds, and the rest of the world, the rest of the Muslims and the rest of the non-Muslims, nobody basically is in his unique situation. So for that self verification, for that self-admiration, for him to insist on being controversial and presenting himself as a very genuine, humble, kind person, he is allowing every deviant person to attack now, after the Quran, the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith which was authenticated by some of the ulama, even though that hadith is da'if, but with the accumulation of other hadith that strengthen it, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I believe to Abu Dharr, that do you know what I fear for you more than the Dajjal? What does he fear for the Muslims more than the Dajjal? Al-a'immat al-mudallin, the imams that will misguide the people. And another hadith said, أَخْوَفُ مَا أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ الْأَئِمَّةَ الْمُضِلِّينَ. The thing I fear the most for you or for my ummah, أَخْوَفُ مَا أَخَافُ عَلَى أُمَّتِي, is al-a'immat al-mudallin, these misguiding, deviant, wicked imams, such as Yasir Qadhi. Those are the enemies of Islam. Wallahi, perhaps greater than the Jews and the Christians and the Hindus combined. Because no matter what the Jews and the Christians and Hindus, no matter how much they bark, and no matter how much they freak out, and no matter how much Islamophobia they promote, and no matter how much propaganda they put forward, and no matter how much they attack Islam, we don't care. We don't care, and we pay them no mind. They're a bunch of kuffar. They will roast in hell bi'idhnillah. And we will be happy and pleased when we see them roast in hell eternally bi'idhnillah. As Allah promised us, that the believers will be laughing at the kuffar. هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون? Did they get what they deserved? It's gonna come. I'm not tripping. You shouldn't be tripping either. It will come bi'idhnillah. We just pray and beg Allah that we die as believers. And if Allah doesn't have it meant for them to be guided, which we still wish guidance for them, then they will get what they deserve. But this person who's dressed with the clothing of the people of Islam, who promotes himself as a traditional orthodox Sunni, meanwhile promoting every principle that opposes the principles of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, then this is an enemy of Islam. And at this point, there is no husnul dhan regarding Yasir Qadhi. Just like there's no husnul dhan regarding Mufti Menk, and there's no husnul dhan regarding Nu'man Ali Khan, and there's no husnul dhan regarding Daniel Haqiqachu, and there's no husnul dhan regarding these people that have proven themselves again and again to be wicked deviants that only care about their self-promotion, making money, and promoting their own wicked, twisted agenda. It's proven beyond a shadow of doubt. No husnul dhan for those people. So nobody come and say, Akhi, assume good. No, we've done assuming good. And Allah did not tell us to assume good all the time. Allah said, Inna ba'd al-dhanni ithim. Some of the evil assumption is evil, and some of it is valid. And I've mentioned this many times before. Remember Yaqub alayhi salam. When his children came around the second time, even though when they were innocent, he said, Bal sawwalat lakum anfusukum amra. No, you still have plotted something. He assumed that they plotted something even though they were innocent. Why? He had an experience with them with Yusuf alayhi salam, where they deceived him. And he wasn't going to be deceived the second time around. So you make dua that Allah removes him from the da'wah map. We don't want harm upon him physically. He's a Muslim at the end of the day. We hope he's still a Muslim at this point. Wallahi, we hope he's still a Muslim at this point. I don't know, really. Not much to justify his Islam. But in order not to fall into takfir, we will hold back. We don't wish harm upon him. But I beg Allah that he is no longer part of the da'wah at all. That we don't ever have to hear another opinion of his in this world of ours. We have plenty already of crazy people calling to Islam, supposedly calling to Islam. Wicked, evil, disruptive, unhinged, self-egoistic, self-admiring neophyte of a human, Yasir Qadhi. May Allah Azza wa Jal destroy him, and may Allah destroy his da'wah, and may Allah destroy his platform, and may Allah not allow his voice to be heard, or his pen to write, or his keyboard to type a single matter pertaining to the deen. This evil criminal who continues his mission of disparaging Islam and undermining Islam, belittling Islam's foundations, casting doubt into the minds of the Muslims, appeasing to the so-called intellectuals and the academics, posing as a person of knowledge, posing as a scholar, thinking that he's some special breed of humans. Whereas by Allah, if you were to look at his face, just by merely looking at him, he's automatically disqualified from being a person of knowledge. Just by his mere appearance, you cannot even put him with the people of knowledge. Let alone his demeanor, let alone his statements, let alone his positions.